Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. You're killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
University Subaru. The White Boy!
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, August the 12th. I want to introduce you to Jane Whitesides, first time on our program. Good to have you here,
Thank
Jane.
you for having me.
You are representing Moms Clean Air Force.
That's correct.
Now, what is Moms Clean Air Force?
Moms Clean Air Force is primarily a children's health organization, and they are located in about 20 states across the country.
So this is not just local.
No, it's not local. And they are expanding into Missouri, and I'm working to help them get their place here, which means building partnerships with other organizations that are interested in air quality and health organizations that are interested in improving health outcomes that affect respiratory issues.
Yeah. So primarily moms, or are you talking about moms and dads, aunts and uncles, grandmas and grandpas?
We are interested in anyone who is interested in air quality and health outcomes. So anyone who cares about health, we welcome them with open arms. We are primarily a moms group, but we have members from every demographic and every age group.
Yeah. You know, all you have to do is think back to last year in China and how bad the air pollution was there. The fact that people were going outside wearing masks because they couldn't breathe. We don't want to see that happen here. But there is a possibility that sometime down the road it could.
Yeah, I mean, and Missouri is sort of an interesting place. We have a higher incidence of asthma than a lot of states in the United States. And like our children have a higher incidence. The average nationwide is like about 9%, but in Missouri it's 12%.
Why is that?
And St. Louis is 20%.
Why?
Well, it's a lot of factors. We have 81% of our electricity is coal generated. So that's a lot of particulate matter in the air. We have very high pollen content in this state. And like in St. Louis, St. Charles ranks like as the 8th city for particulate matter in the United States. Now,
particulate matter.
Particulate matter, that's, matter, actual pollutants
or actual
in the air that
Okay.
we then breathe. And St. Charles seems a very unusual place to have such a high, year-round, high particulate matter. But, there's a lot of manufacturing. There are 3 coal-fired power plants there. We have agriculture. We have the river. It just sort of all comes together in one place. Actually, St. Louis a few years back was named as the asthma capital of the U.S., which is not meant as a compliment. I mean, has 4 times the highest death rate from asthma in St. Louis.
So what can be done to improve the situation?
Well, for one thing, diversifying our energy sources would be helpful as we become less dependent on fossil fuels and we move more to renewables or things that have lower pollution content. That is one help. In the St. Louis area particularly, access to health care has been a barrier for people getting treatment who have asthma. Apparently, there are not enough lung specialists in Missouri either. That's another reason why our incidences of asthma and respiratory illness are so high. It's a number 1 cause for school absenteeism. It's a number 1 cause for emergency room visits for children under 17. It's a number 1 cause for emergency visits, respiratory illness, not just asthma, for adults in the U.S.
Now, you're not painting a very rosy picture on any of this.
But it's not something that we can't do something about.
Right.
It's going to take an all-out effort. We need better education on how to keep people from aggravating their respiratory illnesses, the kinds of places where they shouldn't be, the kinds of, things that they're exposed to. I mean, there's a lot of environmental hazards. There's mercury. There's all kinds of things.
So is there a website where people can go to
Yes.
to find out what they can do to help themselves and to help the environment?
Yes, they can go to momscleanairforce.org. And there are a lot of fact sheets there that give you a lot of information about the things that affect our health. And there is Missouri-specific information on there, plus all the other states have web pages that explains what the situation are in those states and what's being done to combat it. I mean, we are very supportive of diversifying energy, as I said, which means, you know, the clean power plant rule that just came down, which is going to lower carbon rates, is really important to us in terms of health. It's really important to us in terms of children's health. But we're not limited to kids. I mean, we want to think of everybody's health across the board.
Right, exactly. And when you look at it over the long run, the more people we have on this earth, the more pollution we are producing. We need to do something as a human group to try to reduce that pollution if we want to continue living.
You're right. And we spend in this country, we spend almost $6 billion a year just treating asthma, not the other respiratory ailments or mercury poisoning or lead poisoning or any of the other things that affect our health that come from the environment. So it's a financial benefit for us to be healthier and to have cleaner air.
Mm-hmm. What would you say is the number one cause of the pollution in this country?
I don't know that I can answer that question specifically. I think it's more of a combination, and it depends on where you live. You know, we have high incidence of, you know, from the type of fuel we use to do our electricity. But other states, it may be something different because they're not dependent on coal. You know, they may have
But we have cleaned up the air over
Yes,
the years.
we have.
I can remember when I was growing up, Los Angeles, New York City, the air was barely breathable at
That's
times.
true.
It's much better now. But there's a certain resistance to continuing that effort.
Well, it's dollars and cents, Paul. It's like anything. You know, changing how you do things generally costs money. I like to look at what the return is for that down the road.
So if you want more information on this, or if you just want to find out what's happening, you can go to the web. It's www.momscleanairforce.org. And it's a group of moms that are just working their hearts out, and grandmas and grandpas too.
That's
right?
true. That's true. And it's an online organization. You can join online. You can they'll keep you informed about what's happening in your state and what's happening nationally.
Okay. Jane Whiteside, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank
it's a
you
pleasure
for having
seeing
me.
you.
I appreciate it.
Pleasure seeing you again. Let's see, tomorrow, Daydream Foundation and Talking Horse Productions. Our program directed by Travis McMillan, Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers from KBIA, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening. And if there's something you would like to see or hear on the air, just drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu.